11. How,
11 minutes
from Stave?
From Alouette. What? No, wait. Okay, from here to here.
Yeah.
It would be 11 minutes.
That took 11, right?
Yeah.
And are we looking at the distance from here to here?
No, I'm looking at the distance from here. Oh, wait. I have no idea now.
Okay, don't worry about it too much. Here's another way. From Alouette to there took us 11 minutes.
Yeah.
So, what time did we get to at the north end of Stave?
13:16.
13:16.
Yeah.
So, at that turn here, it looks like it's just less than 11.
Yeah.
Right, just about the same amount of time, minus 1 minute. So, why don't we go 13:16 plus 10?
Okay.
So, what time would that be?
13:26.
So, 13:26 is approximately our ETA for that turn point. However, we're in a valley that is not necessarily subject to the same wind that we would get up in Stave there.
Yep.
Alright, give that back. You can get rid of the E6 speed for now. We'll do tricks like that probably for the next bit.
Okay. To find my position.
Yeah, it's not good to end up heads down in the cockpit for too long on this, but I kind of had to have you do some dead reckoning kind of things on this flight.
282. We're heading up to 25.
What heading are you expecting now?
I'm supposed to be expecting 327.
Alright.
I'm looking for. I know that's in front of me right now.
Which one's that?
Thank you.
So look at our heading right now. What is our heading?
250.
Do you have that written on any of your legs on this portion?
No.
What headings do you have written on this portion?
282.
Why don't we turn to 280 and start there? Alright, so there's 282. Where do you think we should be going? Is it that valley back there? Is there any way that it's that valley?
No.
No, there's no way, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way that it's this valley?
Nope.
No, because we seem to fly straight over a lake, so which valley is it?
This one.
Alright. And can we find that anywhere on the map? It's probably worth finding. It is a lake, right? We can kind of tell that. You got some
I think
secondaries
it's
where
this
they
right here.
Okay, so you kind of covered your land. You kind of covered your landmark up with a heading there.
Yeah.
So any important landmark, anything like that that's going to be useful on your flight,
Yeah.
you really want to have it as visible as you can, and maybe even just circle it, so that you can tell, so it reminds you where you should be at a certain time, what you're expecting to pass by.
Okay.
Okay.
This is kind of my heading right now.
Okay. So what happens next? Where do we go?
Thinking now. Look for the landmark. There should be another little pond. Like Kinnear Lake should be to our right.
Alright.
Right there. If it's not, we can turn back.
So how sure are you that it's this valley? How's our time looking as well? It's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
You kind of said about 26 after. You're right, you picked the right valley. Let's make a little bit of a left turn. I just want to show you this valley. This is one place that we do find people get lost quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
You managed to figure out with reference to the lake, I would guess.
Yeah.
Kind of that this is where you need to go. Yeah, the two places that people get lost on this first section are that first part when you're at the north end of Stave Lake.
Yeah.
This valley just looks so much less appealing than the one that's straight ahead of you. The one ahead of you just looks like, yeah, a little bit of a left turn, and there we go. It's a much bigger left turn than you're expecting at that point. And then down this valley, pretty good. Trust your headings a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now.
Yeah.
And help me with that one.
Yeah. It hurt you to be heads down for the next turn and never came up. It just never happened,
Yeah.
eh? Yeah. We're looking at our heading.
You kind of see it's kind of getting narrower and narrower, so you kind of know where you're going the wrong path.
Right. The other thing is there's a road that continues up this one, I think.
Yeah.
A little way. Maybe not anymore. I think on the map it still shows one though.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah. It doesn't come quite this far though. But anyway, there's a little bit of a road. That would be behind you by now anyway. But yeah, it's just apparently it's just getting worse and worse and worse. We're not really liking this area. We're having to pitch up to maintain altitude. Eh?
Yeah.
So this is probably some kind of downdraft that we're
Downdraft,
seeing
yeah.
here. Let's get out of this area. Let's do a turn. Before you do, yeah, mixture rich. Let's get the plane slowed down just a little bit. But you can pitch up to do that. You don't necessarily have to pull back on the power. Pitch up. Pitch up. Add some flaps. Let's get the flaps down to 20 degrees.
Might want to record this.
Okay. I think I still have actually. Let's add full power. Full power. Hard. Lower the nose a little bit. And let's turn around. Lower the nose more. Don't let it stall. So we may lose a little bit of altitude in this turn. We don't have a ton of flap down, so we should be okay. Good. Go a
shortly. Please have seatbelts tight. Sharp objects. Well, it's not porcelain, but please tight.
So you probably don't want to have any daggers or shivs or shanks or anything flying around.
Stop eating your steak back there. Store away all your forks and knives. And we'll be landing shortly to Capella. And yeah.
Don't take your seatbelt off until I tell you it's safe to do so.
Yep.
And that's basically once the engine shuts down.
Yes, sir.
All happy?
All happy.
Are you warm enough?
No, I'm good.
You okay?
I'm good, yeah.
We do have a blanket stored underneath your seat. Please return the seat and tray to their upright position.
I'd like to thank you for flying this Pacific route.
Where are we starting to send?
Right here. Like right where the red marquee is. That's when I want to start my descent.
What is the red mark?
That's a road.
So how are you gonna tell when you're at that particular point of that red mark?
I'll look down.
Look down. Well, I see a road right underneath us right now, and in fact, we're kind of crossing it over like your line does. Does that mean that we're at the point where we should start descending?
Nope.
No. So when you pick your landmarks for starting your descent, you gotta make sure you pick one that has, you know.
Well, if I look back, I will see this little narrow valley.
Okay. Do you see it?
Not yet.
Which one do you reckon it is? Looking
I
at
think it's this one.
All right. Probably pretty good estimation.
And once we see this, we should start.
You see that little brown patch down ahead of us there?
Yep.
The water? What's that?
Brown patch of water.
And do you see the water out ahead?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So some kind of river or lake or maybe it's the
it's
ocean.
a Sloquet. Sloquet Creek.
I don't know. Shouldn't we be overhead Sloquet? I mean, I suppose it could